survived the crash.
You're alive. That's unexpected. Last I saw you, you were lying in a crucible's worth of blood. An intellect devourer nibbling at your ear. Glad to see my eyes deceive me. I'm Gale. Well met. Ooh, easy. Easy does it, lad. You really, really don't want to do that. Not a threat, just an observation. Besides, we just survived a stint through hell on a nautiloid. Statistically speaking, we're anomalies on par with a convivial aboleth. Reason answered by reason. Say, are you perchance a wizard? To be more precise, an archwizard. Ouch. Guess that'll have to wait. Primary need now is a healer. I take it you recall the insertion of the parasite? No. The voices you heard, the visions you saw, they were all real. As were the parasites. After a period of excruciating gestation, they will turn us into mindflayers. A process known as ceremorphosis. It is to be avoided. I assume you're no accomplished healer either. Powerful cleric, maybe? Just trying to figure out where we stand. Conclusion, nowhere. You and I are in a whole lot of trouble. We need help, and I'm not sure where we'll find it in this wilderness. How about we embark on the quest for a healer together? Most excellent. Then, without further ado, let's be off. What's on your mind? Let's see. I hail from Waterdeep, City of Splendors. I am a wizard of considerable acclaim and scholar of exceptional accomplishment. I have a cat, a library, and a weakness for a good glass of wine. And if the mood takes me, I'm known to try my hand at poetry. There. Certainly. That I have a great respect for privacy, for instance, especially my own. These fellas fought to the last. Between fight or flight, they picked the wrong response.
Ugh. Wouldn't wish that fate on anyone. More survivors? They're trying to dig somebody out of the wreckage.
Take caution. Those aren't mere survivors. They're mindflayer thralls.
Come on, dig! Faster! Get her out of there! Don't die! Don't die! Don't die!
The person they're trying to save, it's the creature from the ship. Still alive, but wounded.
Monster! That's my daughter! She's dying! You did this! You want to kill her!
Suddenly, something convulses inside you. Your vision lurches sickeningly. You are one with your assailants, your minds fused together. They are frightened, lost. The creature in the wreckage is forcing them to attack you, controlling them like puppets. Its voice shivers across your brain, seeking access, trying to bend your will to its bidding. Your brain screams in agony, as if your skull had contracted. In your head, a voice whispers, "They are mine." You approach the dying monster. This is the thing that abducted you. You could end its life here and now. If only you didn't feel compassion. Compassion. Yes, you feel hate, and you deserve to be punished for it. You should be whipped, made to bow before this creature in shame. It's possessing your mind, forcing you to love it. But then, the feeling slips. The creature's mind seems to focus elsewhere. Your minds fuse, lusting for something that is gone. But then, its grip claws back with a vengeance, a vice locking your mind into obedience. It needs sustenance to survive, and with your very body, you can provide.
What are you doing? Stand back, now!
The monster lies exhausted, defeated. Its eyes, wet orange pearls, radiate malice.
Monster. Death is too good for it.
Armed scribes. No sign of a struggle.
I wonder what was so subversive about their words that they commanded protection. Look at that. Jurgle, the scribe of the dead. This chapel must be ancient. Bad form, isn't it? Grave robbing. Judging by these undead guardians, the architects of this crypt certainly thought so. Because my mother raised a gentleman. Then again, to be alive is to be curious. Let's have a look at the loot. It isn't for your pockets only.
This seems as good a place as any to make camp.
Go to hell. Ha! You're a good sport. Go to hell. An everyday expression. So trivial it's almost meaningless. But we've seen hell. It's real. And it isn't trivial. Merely contemplating. Devils, dragons, mindflayers. They used to be abstracts. Pictures on a piece of paper. What a difference a day makes. Now we have tadpoles slithering through our heads like carnivorous feti. That's not abstract. This ballet of flames invites reflection. But you're right. Let's be up with the lark. Find a healer before the wee one gets hungry.
I hear shouting up ahead.
We should check it out, but be careful.
Open the bloody gate!
Nobody gets in! Zevlor's orders!
That pack of goblins will be on us any second!
What's going on?
Goblins are on our tail! Open the gate, Zevlor, now!
You let goblins here? Where is the druids?
Please! There's no time!
By the nine hells! Open the gates!
Canon! No!
inside! You let them through. There are children here, you fool!
We was running for our lives.
You led them straight to us, and you let them take the druid too? Unbelievable!
We lost him back at the ruins. Whole place is crawling with gobbos.
He trusted you.
Nobody forced him to go with us. He insisted. And when things got tough, he couldn't keep up. Simple as that.
My God, you're a coward!
The human's eye twitches. He's about to blow.
Enough! Squabbling is pointless. The goblins have found us.
At least we agree on that.
So much for finding a safe haven. And we shouldn't. But we'd be remiss not to give the place a once-over. Druids master the ancient magic that is part of nature's fabric itself. They can make bloom, and they can make wither. Let's hope the latter applies to tadpoles.
Forgive that display. Aradin's a blowhard, but that's no cause for me to join him. Thank you for your help out there. I'm Zevlor. Well met. I should warn you, visitors are no longer welcome in this grove. Whatever your business, I'd see to it quickly. The druids are forcing everyone out. This attack will only strengthen their resolve. There have been several attacks by different monsters. The druids blame us outsiders for drawing them here. Nobody's welcome anymore. They've started a ritual to cut the grove off from the world outside. We can't stay, but we'll be slaughtered if we leave. We're no fighters. I've tried. Korga, their new first druid, won't even see me. You, though? I know it's not your business, but she owes you for saving this place. Perhaps you could persuade her, for more time to prepare, if nothing else.
I think you should. Yes. No harm in trying the diplomatic route.
We'd owe you a great debt. If we're forced to leave now, we won't make it to the city. You'll find the druids at the heart of the grove. Please, make them see sense before more lives are lost.
We should have left by now.
Damnation!
Instead, we're just sitting here, practically begging to be attacked. Staying is a mistake. More than most. A few strangers may stare, but they'll keep their daggers sheathed. I'll be warmly received besides. You are looking at Leroican's newest apprentice. Yes, that Leroican. The greatest wizard in Baldur's Gate.
I've heard that name before. A young man, yes? Lives in Ramaz's tower in the upper city.
The very same.
Word in Waterdeep has it he's a bit of a cad. But you say he's an accomplished wizard.
Of course he is. The greatest spellcaster along the Sword Coast. As if I'd settle for a lesser mentor.
In that case, I'd very much appreciate it if you could arrange an introduction, should we reach the city.
Don't be fooled by mere gossip. The byproducts of ignorance and jealousy.
Be with you in a moment. Whatever for? Look at him. Never too much of a good thing, I say. Be that as it may. Ceramorphosis. What does it make you think of? Ah, yes. The good old days. Day 1, fever and memory loss. Day 2, hallucinations and graying skin. Day 3, hair loss and blood leaking from all orifices. Need to go on? Day 4, excruciating pain as the skeleton and organs reform and reposition. Day 5, the host personality has disappeared. Fingers and toes and limbs elongate. I take it you get the picture? Day 6, the flesh around the mouth splits to make way for tentacles. Day 7, a mindflayer is born. This is the annotated version, of course. Exactly. Our orifices remain blissfully unblooded, our heads remain clear, and our blood temperature normal. Any expert will agree this is abnormal. I'll toast to that. The pragmatic in me, however, sees only the silence before the storm. Something to sleep on. We should get some rest.
You're a true soul. You can't die. Please, stay with us.
I don't think he's conscious. Can you hear us, Ed?
You, not a step closer.
A strange symbol glows, marked on their flesh, and something within you stirs in response.
An oil bear. Please, do you have any...
Shut up, Andrik. Do you serve the Absolute?
Wait.
The injured man locks eyes with you. A familiar squirming churns in your head. Your minds intertwine. You see his siblings, Andrik and Brynna. New recruits. Yours to shepherd.
Protect them. He is a true soul. Mind him. He will... He...
Edwin! Ed! Please!
He's with the Absolute now. You're a true soul. Edwin, our brother, he was chosen. Like you. Do you have orders for us? We were reporting to Edwin.
What? Are you testing us?
A true soul, like you, has been chosen by the Absolute. You speak with her voice. Your words are her command. She grants you the power to enforce her will. And when the time comes, the true souls, you, will rule.
That fellow had a tadpole in his head, and they consider him blessed? Chosen? What madness is this?
What? And just... leave Ed? I suppose he'd want us to go on. Find a way to honor his sacrifice.
May the Absolute guide us.
True soul? Absolute? What were they raving on about?
Whatever the Absolute is, it certainly seems to command a lot of devotion.
This could spell trouble.
I have to say, it's one thing to have a parasite in your head, quite another not to know it's there. And what's more, these people weren't on the Nautiloid with us. Just how many mind flayers are at work in these parts? Mind flayers excel at mind games. To enthrall completely is their bread and butter. What if they had perfected their craft by convincing their subjects they're not thralls at all, but that they have free will? That the commandments they experience are the will of a benevolent god? How terrifying a level of perfection that would be. Well met. I am a magical projection of Gale of Waterdeep, and if you see this manifestation, that means I have prematurely perished. However, for reasons that cannot be disclosed, it is of vital importance that my death be remedied at your earliest convenience. You may rest assured that I do not speak out of self-preservation alone. Many lives depend on my return to the living within the span of 2 days. I trust I've made myself clear. That will be covered by the "for reasons that cannot be disclosed" clause, so let's move on. I have upon my deceased person a magical item that can accomplish my return. But such is the value and rarity that it is protected by a multi-layered security protocol. I will now explain the protocol. Step 1 is to retrieve from my person a pouch I wear over my heart. Next, you must unthread the purple seam that seals it in a counterclockwise fashion. Do not touch any other colored strand. Inside the pouch you will find a folded letter and a tiny flute. Unfold the letter and note the markings in the top and bottom corners. These are the notes you will need to play. Starting from the bottom right, play the notes in correct order, clockwise this time. Upon completion of the tune, a magma method will appear, which will pose the following question. Iskcha Chisnaga. This is Ignan for "what is my name?" The answer is Kasi Trak Ash. Pronounce the name correctly, and the method will breathe on the letter. Stay clear, because the little scamp can melt metal. Words will now appear on the letter's surface, effectively turning the letter into a scroll of true resurrection. Use it to bring me back to life. I think ingenious is the word you're looking for. Now, repeat my instructions back to me, please. Humor me. I need to be absolutely certain you understand. And next? Almost. It's the purple seam. You then have access to the letter and the flute. Continue. No. You start at the bottom right corner. Remember to play them clockwise. After that, that's not even close. It's Kasi Trach Ash. And pay attention to the Trach part. Yeah, back of the throat. And so we have gone through the necessary steps again. Let's hope practice makes perfect in the end. Best of luck with the protocol. May my cold, dead hands soon be refilled with the warmth of life so they can shake yours in gratitude.
The pouch is sealed with differently colored strands of thread. As the purple thread becomes undone, the pouch opens to reveal a letter and flute inside. This is the flute Gale kept on his person. A faint magical aura envelops its wooden surface. The flute awaits with bated breath.
Iskcha Chisnaga. Dayayazum. Multhamesk. Tinu Frantha Manfragale.
My word, you did it! Oh, it's good to be alive. My hands are still cold, so that handshake will have to wait, but in the meantime, thank you.
But a necessary one. Scrolls of true resurrection don't grow on trees, you know. That said, I assume you have some questions for me. Only fair to warn you I've precious few answers to spare. I apologize if that sounds thankless. It's just that some secrets simply cannot be revealed. I suppose that after all you've done for me, I should be at least a little bit forthcoming. Tell you what, I will answer one question that you may have, to the best of my ability, if I can. I am dangerous. Not because I want to be, but because of an error I made in the past. It makes me dangerous, even in death. You brought me back to life, and for that I am in your debt. But we're surrounded by danger. It could happen again. If it does, bring me back again. You must, for the sake of many. Go ahead, I'm listening. The instructions were easy enough, weren't they? If slightly elaborate. Like I said, I'm dangerous even in death. I'm merely trying to protect those around me. I find that a healthy amount of theatrics, a voice from the beyond, a magic flute, a friendly, if highly combustible magma method, tends to make for a more compelling case. If nothing else, I'm sure I piqued your curiosity.
Put it down. She can't fight back.
That's the point. Get out of the way!
She didn't kill your brother, Arca. You're better than this.
Shoot before you lose your nerve, Tiefling. If you ever had it to begin with. I'm not afraid. Chosen by the Absolute, I am. I'm blessed.
Oh, I'll bless you, all right.
Looks like the Absolute sent me a protector. You're gonna kill him too?
You! Move! Damn you. Damn it! Why do you care if a goblin lives or dies? If you believe anything the beast tells you, you're an idiot.
It's all right, Arca. Let's go.
Believe it or not, but I witnessed a similar standoff back at the Yawning Portal. Of course, an establishment like that invites all sorts of outlandish entertainments. An inn in Waterdeep. Oh, never a dull moment there. Adventurers come from all over Faerun to try their luck down the well. Leads into the Undermountain, you see. Full of death, danger, and vast amounts of treasure. Hard to resist. Oh, a drow, a dragonborn, and a cleric of Cyric walk into a bar. Your standard fare. Maybe someone was cheating at cards. Maybe it was some weird lover's quarrel. In any case, out came the crossbow, and a hush fell over the entire room. No. Yours truly diffused the situation. I stood up and yelled, "Shadow Dark Ale for everyone!" The crowd cheered. The tension drained into 6 tankards, and soon all was well again. In a place like the Yawning Portal, the most powerful magic is calling for a round of drinks. Mind you, all I did was call for ale, but you went and stood in front of that crossbow. Well, I'd drink to that.
Ain't sure why you're protecting me. Don't care, neither. It's too late to make friends, warg meat. My tribe's coming. They're gonna burn this pretty place for the glory of the Absolute and hang you by your guts. Goddess. We're burning her name across the face of the world, we are. The Absolute is gold from the sky, she is. The blessing in the storm and the storm itself. Maybe she sent you to help me. And you will, if you want to save your skin. And if the Tiefs stick a few arrows in us on the way out of here, don't worry. Priestess Gut will patch us up. Got a whole lab set up. Cooks up potions that fix our lads, no matter how much of a beating they take. Could probably stick your head back on if someone was to chop it off. Mighty booyarg.
Booyarg, the goblin word for magic. Primitive to a fault, but not entirely without merit.
It's the truth. I swear on your mother's grave. Get me out of here, and I'll tell you where to find her. Deal? Suit yourself. Looking forward to seeing what your innards look like.
To seek some goblin priestess's help would be unconventional, to say the least. Then again, I'm not one to advocate conventionality. My sentiments exactly. If this priestess is indeed a master of the arts of booyarg, it's not inconceivable she could be of help to us. And if she isn't, we might find items of interest among her shamanic paraphernalia. If her tribesmen don't kill us on sight, that is. Ah, there you are. How did you enjoy my deer stew this evening? It's an old family recipe. Good. I tend to season it with spices from Karatur, but given what's available to us, good old rosemary had to see us through. Not that I mean to regale you with my culinary exploits. There's actually something quite different I'd like to discuss. Indirectly, yes. We've been traveling together for a while now, and during those travels, I've been observing you. I want you to know that I like what I see. The way you diffused the tension between Zevlor and Aradin. The way you stood in front of a crossbow to prevent a murder. The way you followed the protocol and brought me back to life. In short, I've grown to trust you. Now I need you to place your trust in me. Our journey together is bound to last a while still. As such, I feel compelled to speak. I say this because there's something I desperately need. But while I'll tell you what that something is, I won't tell you why. I have to ask you to agree to this before carrying on this conversation. I understand that I'm asking for a lot, but I can't tell you everything. Not yet, anyway. Please, reconsider. Thank you. I see I did well to trust you. Now, to the matter at hand. You see, I have a condition. A condition different from the tadpole, but just as deadly. The only way to appease said condition is for me to take powerful magical artifacts and absorb the weave inside. It's been days since I last consumed an artifact, before we were abducted. It is time. And by that, I mean it's imperative that I find and consume powerful strands of weave at the earliest possible juncture. Catastrophe. That's part of the why you agreed not to discuss. Wouldn't want to make an oathbreaker out of you. Define it as you will. The semantics aren't important. The conditions are. I am in need of artifacts. That's all there is to it. As luck would have it, Faerun is full of them, though I do feel obliged to point out that items of power tend to be in the hands of the powerful. There'll be danger involved. All great cost. Good. A bit of boldness will serve us well. I know the allure these artifacts hold. I understand their value and their power. All this to say, I understand the sacrifice I ask of you. I hope I can count on you. How can I help? Think of it as tribute. The kind a king might pay to a more powerful neighbor to avoid invasion. As long as I pay, there will be peace. But should I ever stop, along comes a war. I can assure you, the battlefield would extend well beyond the borders of my body alone.
Step back. You sully our hunter. Let my daughter go right now!
She's a thief, hell spawn. And you will wait for Korga's judgment. Now get back!
Oh, let me through, Mragrashem, or I'll rip your damn throat out! We need to get Arabella out, now!
You heard the guards. They're waiting on Korga to give word.
I'd sooner trek through the 9 hells than trust that snake! Ugh!
Arabella tried to steal their idol. Druids lost their damn minds about it. They need it for their precious ritual.
Oh, it's all my fault. I told her I wished the wretched thing would just disappear, or better yet, explode.
Now Arabella's being judged by a bunch of druids who hate us. That's not right.
This grove is like a cauldron about to boil over. I say we check in on the child. Make sure she comes to no harm.
Thank you. They won't give us the time of day.
Hurry! I'm at the end of my tether as is. Can't take this waiting.
Please. I'm sorry.
This is madness, Korga. She's just a...
A what, Wrath? A thief? A poison? A threat? I will imprison the devil, and I will cast out the rest. She's a parasite. She eats our food, drinks our water, then steals our most holy idol in thanks. Wrath, lock her up. She remains here until the rite is complete. And keep still, devil. Tila is restless.
Come, Korga. We took back the idol. Surely...
Do it. No. The tiefling remains until the rite is complete.
The snake hisses, its intentions unclear.
Yes. She is more valuable out there than in here. Sif, Tila, to me! Out, thief. My grace has its limits.
Thank you, Korga. Master Halsin would...
Halsin isn't here. Keep his name off your tongue, lest Tila pierce it.
That woman has more venom in her heart than a snake in its fangs. But at least the child is safe. What is youth if not a time to be forgiven for one's transgressions? Ha! And you don't? You're wholly without vice or sin, or the occasional lapse in judgment? No. You don't strike me as quite that boring.
This one had the same problem as you. Attacked us in the woods together with some goblins. Tadpole crawled out of his head soon after. No. That was Master Halsin. I pity you got me instead of him. He understands these things. Studied them. It might. But first things first. Tell me about your symptoms. I'm telling you everything you need to know. Believe me on that. I want to help you. But I can't unless you work with me. So, has anything unusual happened to you? Nothing? You sure? All right. I suppose that makes things easier. Give me your arm, please. There. Be careful. Your legs will probably give out first. I'm sorry. Maybe Master Halsin could have plucked it from your head, but I can't. Without him here, the only treatment for an illithid tadpole is death. You're a risk to the people around you. I'm truly, truly sorry. For what it's worth, the poison is painless. It'll be like going to sleep. Please, try to relax. You can't have it. I can't risk you turning.
You'd kill us all. I won't. I can't. Gods above. It's a risk, but maybe you deserve a chance. All right. Master Halsin did say the drow's tadpole was dormant. Maybe yours is too. Now this is a vial of wyvern poison. It's quick and painless. Swear to me you'll swallow it if you feel any symptoms. I hope it doesn't come to that, but thank you. Here, and here's the antidote. Do not mix those two up.
I can't believe she poisoned you. Tried to put you down like a dying dog without so much as a whisper of consent. A taste of her own medicine is what she deserves. How dare she snuff out life with as much thought as snuffing out a bloody candle? I know you are, and yet, a few moments more, a few different words spoken. But you handled it. You handled it well. As for myself, I could quite do with a tumbler full of water-deep whiskey. Anyway, we live. For the moment. How about we go find that chap Halsin, little Miss Poison Ivy mentioned. With a bit of luck, he has the means to offer us a cure, rather than a coffin.
Shh. Listen. Don't you hear it? It's so peaceful.
A sweet melody beckons you. It vibrates with magic. A harpy's charm. The suffocating yearning suddenly fades as the spell breaks. You are free.
No. It's just a bit of water. I only want to listen. Just a little closer. Everything's gonna be fine once I get there. Are they gone? No. Yes. I mean, I don't know. They're gone. Now there's just Mole. She'll be so mad. I didn't get the gold from the nest. I got to go.
That scamp reminds me of myself when I was a nipper. Always getting into trouble. And worse. One time, my parents denied me a kitten, so I summoned myself a Tressim. Ugh, dear old Tara. Beautiful creature. Benefits of a wizard's education, you see. Of course, my considerable talent didn't hurt either. Well, that depends on who you ask, I suppose. I may have summoned things rather more exotic than a winged cat. There was that magma mephit once. Nice fellow, we kept in touch. Of course, in walked the housekeeper, screaming, yelling, panic, and before you know it, fire everywhere. Anyway, I'm glad we got that boy out of his predicament. Poor lad would have been harpy feed if it wasn't for you.
My, what manner of place is this? A patch of ground to call home. Some rest for the wicked, after all. What would suit the occasion? The words to a lullaby, perhaps. The mouse smiled brightly. It outfoxed the cat. Then down came the claw. And that, love, was that. They do know how to write them in Cormyr, don't they? Well met, I am Raphael. Very much at your service. Why, I never. You're paranoid, aren't you? Must be the surroundings. Rather bleak and lonesome. One feels so exposed. Yes, this encampment is decidedly too middle of nowhere for my tastes. Come. There, middle of somewhere. Tut, tut. No need for that crude cutlery of yours. As you can see, I'm amply provisioned. This is the House of Hope, where the tired come to rest and the famished come to feed lavishly. Go on, partake, enjoy your supper. After all, it might just be your last. Fair enough. What's better than a devil you don't know? A devil you do. Am I a friend? Potentially. An adversary? Conceivably. But a savior? That's for certain. My, aren't you a nervous one? I assure you I'm here to help, not harm. Consider your predicament. One skull, 2 tenants, and no solution in sight. I could fix it all, like that. Take all the time you need, but make up your mind before you're counting down with tentacles. Try to cure yourself, shop around, beg, borrow, and steal. Exhaust every possibility until none are left. And when hope has been whittled down to the very marrow of despair, that's when you'll come knocking on my door. Hope. Such a tease. Ah, yes, the tongue. Yet another piece of pleasurable anatomy you'll soon have to do without. All those pretty little symptoms, sundering skin, dissolving guts, they haven't manifested yet, have they? One might say you're a paragon of luck. I'll be there when it runs out.
Do you feel as flattered as I do? A Cambion came courting us. Believe me, that was a devil's equivalent of serenades and roses. Don't let his bluster fool you. All that talk of desperation merely illustrates his own. I think he wants something from us, badly. And in that knowledge lies our opportunity. Conjecture, yes. That much I concede. But let me play the devil deals advocate. The man is too eager. Do not dismiss his offer out of hand. Raphael is a Cambion, which makes him part human, and what is human is fallible. Fine, but my reasoning is this. Fact 1, there's something very strange and very powerful about our tadpoles. Fact 2, a devil offers to take it away. What if the tadpole is what he really wants instead of the customary price that is our souls? If I'm right, there's a mighty bargain to be made. Remember his Cormyrean rhyme? Down came the claw.
Perhaps we should start growing our nails.
Well, boys. Looks like we got ourselves a trespasser. Don't bother running. My archer's got decent aim and plenty of arrows.
As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority.
You're a true soul. But my mistake, sir.
A shiver runs across your mind. You feel sated.
You'll get no more trouble from us, promise.
One thing I have to say for this parasite in our heads, it's teaching us some neat tricks before it kills us. The way we can reach out to others, make them do our bidding. Power of mindflayers at our fingertips. We're still the masters of our own faculties, aren't we? As long as we can, we might as well use the power of the parasite against itself, by using it to help us find a way to remove the damn thing.
It says there's a cellar here somewhere.
I don't see one.
From the looks of that book, Gale might want it.
I can almost taste its magic.
Yes. Just the thing.
Apart from an overgrowth of moss, the well looks unremarkable. The coin disappears into the well. After a moment, you hear a soft clink, not a splash.
Better not disturb these webs. Whatever wove them would be much too large for my liking. Something ominous about such depths. Wonder how deep it goes.
Well, after you.
The book is locked tight with no visible keyhole, only an oval recess in the cover's mouth. You try to examine the book, but the longer you stare, the more those piercing amethyst eyes draw you in.
I've my fair share of experience with dangerous books. I'll, take that off your hands into more prepared ones. Much obliged.
You watch Gale perusing the book with a true wizard's fascination. A few pages in, something startles him.
Rough read indeed. I'll give it my undivided attention at a more appropriate time. Thanks again for giving me that book. The magic that curls through its pages is truly remarkable.
Tell us where she is. We don't want any...
Lads, for the love of all that is holy, I've never clapped eyes on your poor sister.
Drop the act, hag. You was the last to see Mayrina.
Just let her go. Please.
You there? Please, I don't know what's come over these boys. I just want to go home.
Stop this. We won't ask again.
Careful. Don't trust a word out of her mouth. Our sister went to the hag, and we ain't seen her since.
Hand over heart, I don't know their sister. I will gladly help you all look for her, though.
Enough. Where is she?
Artie, be careful!
He's with the hag! Don't bloody stand there gaping. Get him!
Oh, my stars! I didn't mean for this to happen. Those poor boys were looking for their little sister, Mayrina, the girl who was staying with me. This is all my fault, but I made a promise. Mayrina begged me not to breathe a word if they came looking for her, and my word is my bond. That poor thing will be distraught. We can't let her know, it'd break her poor heart. I'd best get going, but please stop by my house. I'd like to thank you proper.
You know, I think there's a little something more to Ethel than meets the eye. Hag is the word they used. If that's what she really is, she's beyond dangerous. Beware of a hag bearing gifts. They're never gifts to begin with.
I don't want a crumb left on that plate, girl.
Auntie Ethel, please. One more bite and this pie is gonna come back up to say hello.
Don't make me get the wooden spoon. You're eating for two, so get to it. If it isn't my hero. You took ages. Come in, come in. Feel free to relax yourself and have a cuppa, Gods grant me patience. Eat up, Mayrina. I won't say it again. You're quite right, Petal. Forgive me if I get a bit sharp. My work wears something awful on me. You see, I help people from all over Faerun. And you, Petal, well, you need a lot of help. That wriggler swimming in your brain juice is a bit of an inconvenience, isn't it? Because you stink. And I know the stench of mindflayer anywhere. I can tell you're almost done cooking. You know, you could turn just like that. What do you say? Want me to take care of the little bugger? Well, that depends on the job. Removing a parasite is no small feat. But I like you, Petal. So I'll only ask for something small. One of your pretty little peepers. I'll pluck it from your head, kiss it for luck, then back in it goes. Won't take but a moment. That is my price. Nothing more, nothing less. I'm afraid that's my business, Petal. It's nothing nefarious, though. I promise. A touch, but sure, you've two eyes in your skull, don't you? No need to be precious. Glorious. One moment. Auntie needs her real nails for this.
Much better. That human skin is fierce restrictive. Watch that tongue, Petal. I bite. This is my house, and you will mind your manners, or I will use that empty skull of yours as a teapot. Now choose, which eye will it be, right or left? Hold on to your knickers. This might sting a bit. No, that wasn't so bad, was it? That color suits you. No, unless you want tentacles for a tongue, stay absolutely still. I've removed one of these buggers before, but it's a touch tricky.
The parasite squirms at the hag's words. Pain builds behind your eye. You feel the creature writhe as it's dragged towards your ear. Then it bites back, burrowing even deeper into your brain.
Goddamn wretched! Oh! You little shit! You didn't tell me it was netherese. I'm not touching that! Filthy shadow magic brings nothing but chains and misery. How could I have missed that stink? Like blood and piss congealing on my tongue. Ah! Someone's tampered with your parasite. That's likely why you've not turned yet. Bless us. You're as slow as a wet week. That thing has been touched by more than mind flayers. You're a dead soul walking. I can't help you. I'd kill you for that. But why deny your wriggler the pleasure? But let it not be said that Auntie Ethel doesn't honor her debts. Here, it's on you to fix yourself. Now get out! Come now, Marina. Time to go. Bye-bye, lovelies. Veni et Giovanni!
Where has she gone, I wonder?
Netherese. A portentous word. Combine it with mind flayers and it's unspeakable. I actually don't know. All we can do is combine what we know and make our deductions. At the heart of it all, the problem is clear. We've been infected by a mind flayer parasite. So far, however, we've been spared the dread fate that is Ceramorphosis. How have we been spared? It would seem the answer is that the parasite is somehow infused with Netherese magic, more powerful, more sinister than it has any right to be. The question remains, however, why? Infected, but unchanging. Blind cogs in an all-seeing machine. I know, but let's consider this. At the heart of it all, not only is our problem clear, but so is the motive of our enemy. Power. All power has a nexus. Find it, and we may just find both the answers and the remedy we seek.
Hello, Penny. My, the mask suits you. Just relax. See the world with fresh eyes. And let your dear old Auntie Ethel look after you.
The stench of rot is a slap to the face. Suddenly she is there, beside you, behind you, inside you.
Yes, I have you now, Petal. Don't worry. Auntie is going to take good care of you.
Gods, what are you doing? Take off that mask right bloody now!
Finally, I can think again.
There! In the cage!
You picked the wrong fight, friend.
Wait! Oh! Wait just a tick! Let's be civilized about this, eh? I have something you want! If you're gloating now, just wait till you hear my offer, Petal. Let me leave with the girl. and I'll give you power. You want to be stronger, tougher, smarter? Done. Anything is possible. Just let me keep the girl and her babe. It's your choice, sweetness. You greedy little bollocks. Fine. Here. I'll not soon forget this sweetness. You have my word.
But the deal. What about my husband? What happens to him?
Deal's off, you dumb cow. And you've him to thank for it. Not that it matters. I'll find another just as plump and ripe. I can set up shop elsewhere. People always need lotions and potions. If I ever see you again, you'll have a tentacle for a tongue. Bye-bye, Petal.
You bastard! You ruined it! You ruined everything! You want thanks? A slap is all you deserve. Ethel was going to bring my husband back from the dead, and now I'll never see him again. Because of you! She would have! I had everything figured out. Just a bit longer and my child would have been born. And all this would have been over. Don't judge me. I have nothing. My baby would have been raised in rags. Auntie Ethel promised to give this child a good life. Teach them magic, even. More than I could have done. She said I'd make a bad mother. I think she was right. Now I'll have to drag Connor's coffin all the way home. It's the only way this child will ever meet their father. I hope you're happy. Gods, didn't hear you coming. I know I should head home, but I can't bring myself to leave. The thought of putting him in a wheelbarrow and making the journey all over again. Not even a little bit. But I will be. We were just kids when we met. I might have pushed him off a swing I wanted. He got right up and pushed me back. I was so surprised that I just laughed. He did too. We've barely spent a day apart since. What? You can?
You feel a surge of power from the wand. The air suddenly tastes acrid. It wants to be used.
Bring him back! Bring Connor back! Please! What's happening? Why is he still dead?
You feel something pull at you. The creature yearns for a master.
What have you done to him? But this isn't what she promised! I wanted him back the way he was, not this! Connor! I don't even know if he's in there, but he might be. And if he is, I'll find him, and bring him back. Thanks. But we'll need more than luck. A bloody miracle, more like it. I'll find a wizard or something. Maybe someone in Baldur's Gate can help us. Connor always said you can find anything in that city. Remember? And thank you, I guess. Come on, love. Let's go.
Hags really do redefine depravity, don't they? A promise kept in the cruelest of ways. A loved one returned, undead. We don't always choose the roles we play. All we can do is perform them to the best of our ability. Can't say I'm very enthusiastic, though, about the extra you just cast. Oh, what a night. What a godstab. Blood. That's a pretty sight. So give it to me straight. How do I look? Canine is charged. You don't look so hot either, I might add. So either the fish we had was bad, or it might just be happening. Everything that's been happening to us so far has been most irregular. And who's to say this is not just another anomaly among many? My way of saying I haven't a clue. I'm going to bed. Sleep if I can, find some peace if that's possible. Meanwhile, I'll just pretend I had the fish.
Chosen, let me come to you. I can help you. I've been searching for you. You're always so far away. But I'm already here. You frown in your sleep. There must be so much on your mind.
His fingers are warm against your cheek, softer than expected.
You think that you're sick, that you're dying. Are you afraid? You don't understand, darling. You're turning, yes, but yet still a shadow of what you will become. Come now. I'll make you feel better. Let yourself go. Lean back. So eager, hungry, but...
Something in your blood stirs and twists, recoiling like a wounded beast. It wants him gone.
You're not ready. I will return when you are. But I do have a parting gift.
Ah, good morning. And it truly is, isn't it? A very, very good morning. Do you feel as chipper as I do? The night brings counsel, so the saying goes. But last night had quite a bit more in store, wouldn't you agree? How's that for feeling better? Let's settle another appetite first. There's a glow about you, no doubt about me too. We feel startlingly well. And yet there's a certain look in your eyes, the far-off distance of a haunting. Which begs yet another question. Did you too have such puzzling dreams? Same here, perhaps.
The jury's still out. What I saw surpassed the vivid. The voice was too true, the touch too tantalizing. I can tell you felt the same. Sought out in the night by... what? An illusion? Or a promise? You have me there. As for the lure of the touch, the kiss, the everything, did you relent or resist? The dream wasn't just about power, it was also about desire. But that doesn't answer my question. Did you relent or resist? It felt impossible not to. I did as well. It was an expert, this apparition. First the seduction, then the spurning, then that teasing souvenir. You're not ready. I will return when you are. That's what I was promised. We have some restless nights ahead of us.
Someone's cut a notch in the tree there. There's more to Kaga than meets the eye.
No one in the grove will suspect their true enemy walks among them.
Why are you here? I sent you to Zevlor.
What?
That damn nose of yours has gone poking in our business.
Mistress Olladin, I can explain.
Shh. No need. It couldn't be helped.
Koga! What is the meaning of this?
You think yourself quite the spy, don't you? Go on, tell him.
What's in there? Cloakwood? Koga, have you lost your mind?
Halsin is weak, Wrath. But in the shadows, we are strong. We are safe. There is no other way.
You and Halsin welcome untouchables to your midst. You defile the grove for the sake of harmony.
Olladin speaks truth. Who among you disagrees? Who would see this grove in ruin?
The choice is made. Koga, burn the tainted away. Start with the snitch.
As you say, Olladin. No. You don't know what you say. In shadow, we are purified.
You watch Koga closely. If she is moved by your plea, she gives no sign.
When the darkest hour fell, it was us that brought light. Silvanus demands we illuminate shadow, not hide within it. How was I so blind?
Careful, Koga. The shadows don't forgive.
I belong to the shadows no longer. You've no power over me.
You would question my power. Mother Earth, hear me. Grant me your wrath.
You once called me a monster. Seems I've proven you right. I betrayed Silvanus himself. Led the circle to shadow. We will stop the rite, and I will stand trial. My fate lies with the Tree Father. May he have mercy. We will grant them safe harbor until they depart. Meanwhile, help us contend with the goblins. Perhaps we can dissuade them from attacking. It began with a letter. There was no messenger, it simply appeared. Olladin came soon after. An army was coming, she said. Goblins, drow, and more still. Legions upon legions. The druids of Cloakwood knew the dangers this would bring. They ordained that all circles cast the rite to shelter from the storm. Olladin taught me to harness the Tree Father's power to wall us in. In return, well, you know the rest. I would turn the grove over to them. I won't forget the wounds I've inflicted. I pray Halcyon returns to heal them in full.
As you approach, a guttural scream and a succession of quick bangs rattled the door. Then, a low moan. Someone, or something, is having a bit of fun.
What the hell are you doing?
Ruined. Smash! Oh, smash you!
Half ogre in the making. One moment they were embracing each other in intimacy. The next they're embracing only death. Can't say I'm proud of our actions here. I'm not contemplating definitions. I'm contemplating our deeds. Don't get me wrong. I know they'd have gladly made us their post-coital picnic given half a chance. Just feels wrong to turn lovemaking into life-taking.
At ease, friend. The gnolls hit us hard, but this place is still safe. It's under Tyr's protection. Yes, paladins in his service. Sworn to bring justice to those who need it. But there are many in need, and few of us. This was our third battle in as many days. In truth, we could use some help. A devil is terrorizing the refugees on these roads. Tyr sent us to hunt her. Kill the fiend for us, and we'll reward you well. I wish we could, but we've been hunting for more than a 10-day without rest. It doesn't matter who strikes the killing blow as long as justice is done. She has the form of a tiefling, with a single horn, but she's an infernal being, straight out of the 9 hells. She slaughtered countless refugees. Yesterday she butchered an entire family. The mother had been pregnant. The fiend may have been a tiefling once, but she belongs to Avernus now. She led the gnolls we fought last night, so she can't be far from here. This is the Sword of Justice, blessed by Tyr. I've wielded it since I swore my oath. It's all I have, but it's yours if you bring me her head. This monster must be stopped.
Hold up! One more step and I'll put a bolt through your eye! No sudden movements or you're dead. You looking for me? Somebody fed you a crock of shit, and you swallowed the lot. Don't sweat it. The devils are tricky fuckers. They can't breathe without lying. I guess they told you I'd bite the heads off babies and paint myself in their blood. Truth's not quite so exciting. Come on over, and I'll tell you the whole story. Yeah. Can you handle it? Fuck yes! They cornered me in the toll house just up the hill. Doubt they've gone far after the beating I gave them. I'd come with you just to see them bleed. I'm too busy bleeding myself. I'll be here when you're done.
Any sign of the tiefling fiend? You damn all of us to save her rotten soul? Curse you!
This sword has all kinds of power running through it. Gale, want to look?
Fine blade. Almost a pity to absorb its magic. But I do so have need of it. What's on your mind? That is most gratifying to hear. May I? I will consume the magic inside. What was a powerful artifact will be rendered no more than a trinket, but it will save my life, even if only temporarily. Thank you. I can feel the storm abating. Yes, this will keep my condition in check for a precious while. As long as we travel together, what's mine is yours. And if we survive our many ordeals, I'll host you a banquet in Waterdeep, the likes of which you have never seen. Such promises will have to wait, however. My condition is hardly a patient one. Rather soon I will feel it stir again, like a distant thunder sending tremors through the soul. I will need to consume another artifact before the lightning strikes. There's no choice but to find more. In the meantime, my thanks again. My lord, I bow to your boundless kindness. Oh. My, you startled me. I, was miles away. Of course. I was just practicing an incantation. She does. She's Mistra. Can't quite describe it. The need I sometimes feel to see her to draw the filaments of fantasy into existence. No sculpture or painting could ever do her justice. Only the fabric that she herself is and embodies. The weave. Mistra is all magic. As far as I'm concerned, she is all creation. Magic is my life. I've been in touch with the weave for as long as I can remember. There's nothing like it. It's like music, poetry, physical beauty, all rolled into one and given expression through the senses. Would you like to experience this? Then follow my lead. Now you. Not quite, but this is the easy part. Should we try again?
You feel something strange, like a kind word and a kind touch at the same time. It's warm and comfortable.
Excellent. Now, repeat after me. Athran Mistraril Kantrak Eo.
Suddenly, the scent of rosewater and a sense of well-being. A sliver of weave that tastes sweet on the tongue.
Very good. Now, I want you to picture in your mind the concept of harmony, as true as you can.
You see, or is it sense, the presence of a woman, the woman who hovered over Gale's path. There's something like the anticipation of a kiss, then the pleasure of being cloaked in peace. You are safe. You are nestled in the cup of Mistress' hand.
You did it! You're channeling the weave. How does it feel? Oh, I know.
The weave connects you. The moment feels intimate. You realize the weave is making you one. You have but to imagine your desire, and Gale will know it. The weave evaporates, and as it does so, you realize the night feels suddenly cold and lonesome.
There it goes. How easily things slip away from us, no matter how hard they were in the obtaining. Good night. I enjoyed sharing a moment of magic with you. Go ahead. I'm listening. I assure you it's not. Don't get me wrong, you did well. The somatic component, the vocal component, even the focus on the inner self that invites Mystra in. But I was still your conduit. To perform such a feat alone requires much and arduous study. Yet it is life's most worthy pursuit in my impartial, if not humble opinion.
Goblins ahead.
We'll need a cover story.
Look it, Claw. Sapper's here. Unless you got another reason to be here. Fexite.
Let's try to be diplomatic, shall we? Goblins don't come by the handfuls, but by the dozens.
As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority.
Down, Claw! Back up! She's a little overexcited. It's been a busy day. Lads are celebrating. Who? If he ain't one of us, and if he's here, he's down in the pits.
Down in the pits, no less. Sounds ominous among creatures that love blood sports. Better step to it.
Depends who you are. We're celebrating a raid. No better time in camp than this. Get yourself a bit of fun before it dries up. Ripped the guts out of Joaquin's rest, we did. Inns are good for gutting. Lads even captured some Duke. Worth celebrating, that is.
Hear my voice. Obey my command.
The voice is irresistible. Every word is drenched with a power and authority that you do not understand, but cannot deny. Your vision clouds, leaving you in a dark, featureless shadowscape. Nothingness in every direction. Then there are 3 figures before you. An armored male elf, exuding power and command. A handsome younger man with a quick, easy smile. And a pale young woman with even paler eyes.
These are my chosen. They speak for me.
You feel energy pulsing from the artifact, lifting the pain from you, pushing the voice away.
My power grows. My forces gather. The reckoning draws near.
I imagine you must have questions. We should talk. You're lucky I managed to catch up with you when I did. We're both lucky, in fact. Hear me out. Your life depends on it. We've both got the same problem, though only I might have the solution. I don't know how, but this artifact is protecting me from whoever controls our parasites. You won't get much farther without it shielding you. Trust me. You need me at your side. It stays with me. I'll kill to protect it. Already have.
The artifact claims a new owner. So much for mourning the last one. Persistent, isn't it? Looks like you made a new friend for life.
A curious, ornate box. Its many sides are engraved with indecipherable glyphs. No openings you can see, yet you sense something inside it.
Curious artifact, isn't it? Ancient, beguiling, cryptic. The ABCs of mystery. Like that box has taken a shine to you. So unconditional, isn't it? The affection of inanimate objects.
The box doesn't yield.
A box that simply refuses to be toyed with. Happens to the best of us. Amid all this grandeur sunk into squalor, I wonder what dismal corner we'll find Halcyon in. This must have been a splendid complex once. A temple of impressive proportions. Worshippers lived here. Pilgrims visited. They required food, shelter, ceremony, entertainment. Now that it's nothing but a goblin-ridden death trap, plenty of places to hide away a druid, I imagine.
Thrust his arm with me bare hands. Weaker than pixies, humans.
Oh, you got him good.
And who are you? Another pest? Think you rule the world just because you got a scary face? Ah!
As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority.
Everyone says that. And then they spit in our faces. But no more. Things are changing. We got the Absolute on our side now. You better learn your place. Go on. Kiss my foot. Or I'll kick your head in, on face.
I feel I should warn you that the average goblin foot is host to some 24 toe-curling diseases.
What was that? You want your teeth knocked in? I can do that. Wait! I yield! I yield!
How about you make him kiss your feet next? Pungent poetic justice.
Yes! Yes! There! There! I've done it.
I hope you learned your lesson, young man.
Arrogant pig.
Stupid, dead bastard! Give him a good kicking! He deserves it! He killed my mum and dad! Made a bloody orphan of me!
Loss holds hands with grief, even among goblins.
I ain't bothered about it. Better off without them. Stupid old geezers should have part more of a fight. Don't mean we can't enjoy putting the boot into this prick a stick, though.
Well, so much for my previous sentiment.
Katstjun Dethra!
Happiness is like a stray cat. Sometimes it seeks you out, sometimes it ignores you. Tonight I'm ignored. It's getting late. I think I'll turn in. Perhaps some sleep will do me good. Isn't that advice for couples? The only one I'm angry with is myself. Please, just let it rest. Very well. Just now I was trying to cast a spell I once cast with ease, but I failed. You see, this fire, there was a time that I could make it come alive, that it would take the shape of a dragon and roar in delight. There was a time I could silence a beholder with a word and lift a tower from its foundations with a flourish. There was a time I was all but one with the weave, but no more. A mere shadow of the wizard I used to be. Why? Because I've lost. I've lost. I've lost Mystra. I sought to impress her personally, to turn the eyes of my muse upon me, to win favor of a goddess. But I failed, and all I invoked was death and dismissal. My death, her dismissal. Thank you. You're a good friend. I want you to know that. I consider myself very lucky to have found you. Perhaps. How can I help? The weave is still here, all around us. Inside of us, too. As long as the goddess lives, magic is a tangible thing for those who know how to touch. I've studied magic for many years, and in as many ways I am still a more than capable wizard. It's just that I am no longer able to perform those feats even arch-wizards would marvel at. To have one hand on the pulse of divinity. You have to remember that the weave is a living thing, both the embodiment and the extension of Mystra herself. She can give, and she can take away. I'm afraid I'm still very much on her naughty list. If I recall correctly, the Watered Havian Dictionary of the Common Tongue of Faerun defines it as an adverb that conveys the meaning of it may be that, or possibly. Sorry. Sometimes I just can't help being quite insufferable. In seriousness,
I'm glad you asked that question. You see, I'm not a big believer in fate, but I do believe in serendipity. Life is a tempest of events that sometimes we brace against, and sometimes embrace. You're one such event that, one day soon perhaps, I'd like to embrace.
With a shock of psychic pain, the pack leader's mind clamps onto yours. You see yourself through her eyes, a pulsing red cluster of organs. Feast! No. The voice has forbidden this meat. Gnolls see your whole world as a meal. This voice is acting as a leash, but it won't hold them for long. As the symbol glows, power courses through you. Authority. A memory. The beast daubs the symbol of the Absolute on a cave wall in blood. Buried deep, a tadpole struggles to assert control against the ravenous chaos of her mind. You see drow and goblins restraining her, a mindflayer reaching out, and then the voice, bringing order. Eating this meat was forbidden, but it would lead her to a feast. Sensing your presence, the Gnoll's tadpole writhes in ecstasy, echoing your command. Its host will feast on gnoll flesh to control the hunger, to keep her teeth from your throat. Something stirs deep within you, hungry and alert. It's taking something you'll never get back. She is still ravenous, her mind a hungry pit. The flesh of her pack wasn't enough to satisfy her. The meat here is forbidden. She sniffs the air, then bounds away.
By the gods, you're a sweet sight. Are any of my crew still alive out there? This whole journey's been one grim sight after another. Gnolls, goblins, drow. Risen Road's more dangerous than ever. You're the first friendly face we've seen since Eltergard. Hold on now. You made short work of the beasts. And I reckon you'd make shorter of me and the boy. But we're not plump little merchants you can boss around. We're Zentarim. If there are valuable goods on the move, the Black Company's always involved. We're the grease that keeps the wheels of commerce turning. And we don't take kindly to people who meddle in our business. This is the point when a clever lad like you accepts my gratitude and walks away. Fine. No need for more violence. I'll tell my associates everything was lost in the ambush. The chest's all yours. Damn thing's sealed tighter than a duke's purse strings. So there's no point in trying to open it. And no hard feelings, you hear? I'd have done the same if I were you. Business at the end of a blade is still business.
So you threatened your way into ownership of that chest. Now that it's yours, what will you do with it? Music to my curious ears.
The magic nearly oozes from this flask. Can you use it?
A fortune of find indeed. Allow me to take it off your hands. How can I help? That is most gratifying to hear. May I? Thank you. Gods. It's like a draught of cool water soothing a parched throat. Welcome and wonderful. There was a lot of magic in this artifact. I can't quite remember a time I felt so peaceful inside. It's good to perceive this constant fear repressed into a quiet scare. Let's hope it'll last a good long while. Unpleasant, certainly. Gut-wrenching too. Heart-rending, even, if pinched for an adjective. Then again, keeps you on your toes. On a more serious note, I do not wish to give you false hope. We're only treating the symptoms, not the cause. That said, this newfound calm I'm experiencing gives me reason to accept without prejudice a certain degree of optimism. Time is a precious gift. With time, we may even reach Baldur's Gate, a city rife with magic, wizards, scholars, and perhaps solutions. And here's to your company. Oh, I can picture it now. Academies, libraries, laboratories, the assembled knowledge of centuries that may just set us free. Better yet, soft beds, home-cooked meals, and all the other little luxuries this wilderness so brashly denies us. Gods, I'd pay a king's ransom for a hot, lavender-scented bath. Minstrels serenading as I close my eyes and let the water's warmth dissolve all woes. Plenty to look forward to.
Drop your weapons!
I'll feed your innards to the ants before I do that, Istik.
This is your last chance!
No, look up. That was your last chance, Istik. Now burn!
Stop wasting time, Beretta. You're not here to play with the locals.
Of course, Kithrak. We merely sought to...
No excuses. Question, kill, then move on. Find the weapon. Our queen watches us. Fail her at your peril.
They'll be tough to fight, but not impossible to beat.
You'd have to be a fool to pick a fight with that lot. Best to keep away for now.
What easy prey you make, walking right within my blade's embrace. These creatures are so simple to ensnare, Beretta. You mule too much about your task.
Forgiveness, Kithrak.
And as for you, tell me, why shouldn't I run you through this instant? Chuck! You dare speak to me like my better? Others have died for lesser insults. Slowly. But your bravery amuses me. Finally, I find a wolf in a world of lowing cattle. You may live, for the moment. Now, we seek a weapon taken from a vessel that fell from the sky. Understand, Istik?
You suddenly feel a strange anxiety take hold. Not your own, but that of the artifact you carry. Somehow, it's afraid. You attune your mind to it. The artifact does not want to part from you. It does not want to fall into the Gith Raiders' hands.
Help us find it, and I will leave your blood beneath your skin unspilled. Well now, if you are of no use to me alive, I'll have your death. Beretta, rid us of this worm. I need to continue the hunt for the weapon.
At once. Attack her!
Unusual runes are etched on the slate, forming an array of arcs and circles. Magical energy courses through the slate. You are flooded with understanding. A mystical map glows before you, revealing a githyanki refuge beyond the mountain pass.
always a pleasure to watch. Every day you become stronger. Every night you grow. But you deserve even more.
His fingers flex against his thigh, coiled with tension, longing.
Let me help you. I'm yours. I'm the key to fulfilling your destiny. The realms will tremble with the change you bring. A glorious, beautiful renewal. I knew you were the right choice. Let me show you what's to come. Your enemies will fall. The world will bow. You'll have everything you could ever desire. Just let me in.
Oh, good morning. I'm sorry, but I'm not in the best of moods. I tire of these dreams. Dreams. The word implies desire, but we're being played for fools. These are nothing but delusions. It's not because they're real that they don't deceive. Give it candy and a child stops asking questions. These dreams are too good to be true, and I can tell you exactly why. Because their promises are perfect, and in perfection lies their flaw. It's the tadpoles reading our every desire, but they don't read between the lines. They don't know some things are impossible. They don't know that they don't know. Forgiveness. It doesn't matter. I just know her to be unreal. Why, yes. Clearly the tadpole isn't the only one who could read me like a book. It is indeed Mr. I see, and yet it cannot be her. There was a time when I would have believed, but no longer. I told you that I lost her. Lost her favor and lost so many of the powers I took for granted. What magic I can still weave is met only with undercurrents of disapproving silence. That is how I know our dreams are delusions. Parasite has plans for us, enacted through seduction and the promise of power. Don't be fooled. Behind the lips it wants us to kiss, hide cold steel razor teeth.
Pardon the viscera. One should cherish all of nature's bounty, but goblin guts are quite far down the list. You aided a bear without knowing if it would savage you. A true friend of nature. Or perhaps a lunatic. Either way, I owe thanks. I am the druid Halsin. Yes, but just Halsin will suffice. Unbecoming to demand honorifics from the one who saved my hide. Parasites in your head that... You mean you have one of them? Oak Father preserve you, child. You're infected, aren't you? The mindflayer's spawn. But something's different. You're aware of the monster inside you. You don't bow to the absolute like the true souls do. How is this possible? But I wouldn't want to place all my faith in blind luck. You weren't speaking lightly when you said you needed help. Let's see what we can do. There's a chokehold of magic binding the creature to you. Any efforts to remove it would almost certainly kill you. Or worse. Your resolve is most admirable. It'll serve you well for where you've to go. Moonrise Towers. That place is where the cultists send their captives. Innocents go in, true souls come out. It has to be the source of this magic. Precisely. If we can understand just what this magic is, then perhaps we can rid you of this parasite. It's immensely powerful, whatever it is. Strong enough to slow ceremorphosis to a crawl. Luckily, that gives you more time. I wish I could, but there's still work I've yet to finish. Blood I've yet to spill. I've no right to ask more of you, but if you could help me, I'd be free to join your journey to Moonrise. I cannot allow these butchers to threaten my grove. The natural order must be protected. My thanks. If you prevail, I'll owe you the debt of a lifetime. Rare is the beast that survives decapitation. Help me eliminate the Drow Minthara, the hobgoblin Dror Ragzling, and that perversion of a priestess, Gut. They are the ones holding these parasites together. Remove them, and nature will cure itself. There is no safety. Not while this rot festers. Once it is cut out, once the grove is secure, then I shall leave. May Silvanus guide your hand. Focus on the leaders. That's all it will take to restore the balance here.
A scrying eye. Better be on our best behavior. Till we're out of sight.
Greetings, child. I've met few aside from goblins here.
You recognize the Scourge. This man is a follower of Leviatha, goddess of pain.
Ah, are you also here to assist with the prisoner?
Please. The things they do to that man, so crude and primitive. I was invited to teach them. I live for pain and its intricacies, you see. But, alas. Pain without purpose is a terrible thing. Wouldn't you agree? You know the Maiden of Pain. How refreshing. But there is more to us than that. Yes, we worship her through pain, often our own, but it is an intimate and loving thing, one we offer up. If you would permit it, I can show you, firsthand.
Your hide, your choice. Not quite my cup of tea, though.
Oh, I have something exquisite in mind.
Both Leviatha and I are interested in how you handle pain, dear one. And should you delight her, you will most assuredly receive her most gracious blessing. Trust me. Simply face the wall, and we can begin.
That's it, dear one! Let Leviatha hear you!
I'll make you. Sweet child, you bore the pain like a true believer.
I am proud to have served you this penance. Interesting is an understatement, dear one. Lovita herself found your performance inspiring. She has deemed you worthy of her blessing. And on a personal note, thank you. That was positively divine.
Looks like that's going to prove.
Now here's somebody special. The Absolute has touched you, hasn't she? Priestess Gut needs to touch you too. Hold out your arm so I can mark your flesh. Let's the faithful recognize one another quick sharp. That way nobody'll mess with ya. And it's charged with magic. Ordinary slobs can't see it, only us that follow the Absolute.
Charged with magic? Perhaps that explains the ease with which these goblins submit to true souls.
You ready? Brace yourself. This'll sting. Maybe you don't need it. After all, you're special, ain't ya? Like me.
She probes your mind, tangling your thoughts with hers. A familiar sensation. She too carries a parasite. Darkness seems to swallow the temple, leaving you with a vision of the goblin priestess receiving instruction from a handsome young man. One of the chosen. The vision dissolves away. You stand before the goblin priestess in the temple once again. Your minds brush against one another, but are swiftly parted.
Don't want to get intimate in front of the novices. Fair enough. Got some weird shadows in your head. Maybe I can help with that. Us true souls gotta look out for one another. Cool. Don't want this rabble interfering with true soul business. Let's go to my chapel.
I can hardly wrap my head around what we've just heard. Let's list up the facts, shall we? There are other people here with tadpoles in their heads. These people don't realize they have tadpoles in their heads. They can hear the tadpole speak to them, and they think it's a new god. I don't know about you, but to me, none of this makes any logical sense. Evil cults and grand designs, is it? Mind you, I'll not even dispute the possibility. But let's not lose sight of what we've learned here. What joins us and what separates us from these true souls. They hear a voice we do not hear. A voice that binds them in servitude. As long as we're possessed of our own free will, I venture to say there's hope for us yet.
I do not have time for interruptions from underlings.
As she turns to you, her thoughts mingle with yours, a cold hand caressing your brain. The chamber melts away to reveal a dark, endless nowhere. In it, you see a vision. The drow listens as a pale-eyed young woman whispers in her ear. One of those the voice spoke of, one of the chosen. The vision fades away.
A true soul? Praise be. Are you here to join my hunt? You would dare! Guards, to me!
Wake up.
Your face aches, like your jaw's been wrenched asunder. Your tongue is lead, skull eager to burst.
Why won't you let me in? Can't you feel what's happening? You're not conscious of it, are you? Some animal part of you is thrashing about. Let me quiet the beast down.
Nausea twists your stomach. But it's hunger, not revulsion. Something inside you clamors for blood, for death. And only the tear of flesh will do. It wants him.
I know. But you'll keep fighting, won't you? We'll find each other. And everything will be all right.
The dawn broke with glorious streaks of red and fading blues. And I've never felt more tired. More dreams. More visions. Have you finally seen nothing good can come from using the parasite's powers? It's an all too easy mistake to make, but we have to fight the temptation. The parasite will divide us if we let it, and conquer us next. Let's not give the damn thing what it wants.
Sugan na sukok, utashokek doors. I command you, corpse, speak, reveal truth to the absolute. Nothing. Must be reading it wrong. Sugan na sukok.
The hobgoblin turns to you, and the parasite screams in your skull. You taste the ale on his tongue, and the bile in his soul. The visions cloud your inner eye for a brief moment once again. You see the hobgoblin, bowing before the armored elf you'd glimpsed before. The elf speaks of the hunt for a great weapon, and the rewards that will go to whoever finds it. The hobgoblin's eyes gleam hungrily.
If it isn't a true soul devil.
He doesn't speak his next words, yet they still rattle your skull from within.
You ever talk to a dead squid? Now's your chance.
This mindflayer's build is smaller, its garb plainer. A fearsome creature, even in death, but not the one that tormented you. Yet it too roams the Nautiloid. It would have seen you, known you.
Absolute says the dead squiddy had a weapon. I reckon the killer nabbed it and scooted off to that looter camp. We find who killed it, and we find who took that weapon. So settle in.
You suddenly feel a strange anxiety take hold. Not your own, but that of the Gith artifact you carry. Somehow, it's afraid. The artifact does not want to part from you. It does not want to fall into the Absolute's clutches. You choke on black smoke as the hobgoblin bellows his incantation.
I command you, corpse, speak and say sooth. Lucan ok, al koldek, shulko kek.
The hideous corpse rises, tentacles writhing. Your heart seizes. What if the creature notes your presence at the crash site? Ragzling's mind reels, then calms. He will speak as you command. With Ragzling's voice, you ask,
Who killed you?
Ragzling remains composed. If he senses your manipulations, he gives no sign. The creature responds, not in words, but memories. You see a clawed hand open a holding pod, devoid of flesh, only darkness.
Damn it! That tells me nothing!
Ragzling remains ignorant to your presence in his mind merg. You choose your next question.
What did the killer want?
Ragzling's mind is clouded by doubt, surprised by words he didn't expect. Again, visions flow through you. A swarm of githyanki dragon riders, silver blades held high. Control panels melting, flesh pods spilled open.
Get on the hunt. They know something.
Suspicion floods Ragzling's mind. Your brain howls as you force a final query into his throat.
Why were the Gith chasing that ship?
You see dark tunnels lit by noxious pools of brine. The darkness spreads through the earth. The sky splits open, and nautiloids pour out of a void that consumes the stars.
What in the...
The corpse collapses, silent once more.
No, no! I'm not done! Riddles, all of it, and nothing to show for the trouble but rotting squid meat. No answers, no killer, and no damned weapon! That damned Drow was right. Can't let her get all of that glory. Seems I ain't done with you. Report to the Drow. Minthara's the name. She's mounting an attack on that blasted grove. Tell her you'll join her. Praise the Absolute.
Cum mortuus in lingua mortua.
As the corpse rises, your parasite squirms in recognition.
The tadpole stirs. It recognizes its master.
There's no doubt. This creature is responsible for your parasite, and it's waiting for your questions. Fractured images fill your mind. Curved drow blades, crude goblin torches, gnoll teeth, dripping blood. You see other mind flayers arranged in a serene circle. Absolute unity. Absolute power. Dark, empty pods flicker across your vision. They demand new flesh. You see the tadpole in the mind flayer's hand. Not a parasite. A function. Rebirth is sloughing flesh. A new skull housing cold, sharp intellect. You watch through the creature's eyes as it curses the starborn slaves. They want the ones from the ship. Darkness and sun barely contained. You see Dror Ragzling writhe. A tadpole clings to the mind flayer's fingers. The Goblin King bows, obedient. The flesh of his tribe becomes the flesh of the Absolute. The mind flayer's corpse twitches, then collapses again. It will speak no more.
A scout just reported. The goblins' leadership has been decimated. We might escape this place yet. And I hear you are the one to thank. I'm grateful. I took a collection from all of us. It isn't much, but you've earned it. It's not enough, but it's all we have.
Halsin will likely want to thank you too, Mind. He returned just a while ago. I believe he's catching up with Korga. As for us...
No armies at our heels. Amazing. We can finally leave. But perhaps we need not speak of farewells. We'll join your camp tonight to celebrate if you'll have us. My people are ready to leave when you are. Just give the word.
You took it upon yourself to undertake the Rite of Thorns. I ought to exile you from this place. Forever. Instead, I shall listen to the explanation that you owe me.
An error, most grave, master. I beg your grace.
Grace is bestowed by nature, not me. You will stay as a novice anew. You have forgotten the ways of the druids, the natural order of things. It is up to you to prove the lessons have been learned once more.
So as you say. And so it is done, master.
A misjudgment. One that should weigh heavily upon her. But the Grove still needs her passion. You will soon see why. But enough of that for now. I owe you my thanks. The Grove stands. Nature prevails. And again, I am in your debt. Speak to Wrath. He will reward you for your efforts. Soon. First, I must set matters to rights in the Grove. And you should celebrate your victory. After being dormant for so long, your infection is unlikely to produce new symptoms spontaneously. Tomorrow morning, we shall discuss what is to come. Rest, heal, celebrate if you wish, mourn if you must. Come morning, we shall discuss delivering you from your parasite.
As you approach the camp, you hear the sound of a celebration in full swing.
I hope you'll pardon them. They meant to wait for you. But it's been some time since they've had cause to celebrate. I'm glad to see they haven't forgotten how. Will you join them? I suppose we could at that. I came out here to think, plan out our next steps. But you're right. The road will still be there in the morning. Come then. I hope you will forgive the pageantry, a custom we developed in Avernus. The sky there is utterly black. We took to filling it with stars of our own, to think of better nights in brighter places. Nights such as this one, with a light for every life you've saved. Oh, yes. Volo also wished to show his appreciation.
Thank you. There's that confidence I like. I thank you for seeking me out. Amidst all this merriment, I wasn't sure we'd have a chance to speak this evening. I wasn't sure we'd have a chance to make merry, just the two of us. As they say in Waterdeep, in wine there is truth. That's usually followed by, in water there is good sense. Good sense will have to wait till tomorrow. We had a moment, you and I. A moment in which we expressed the possibility of becoming more than friends. Tonight seems perfectly suited for such endeavors. Allow me to make the following proposition. There's a book that circulates in Ulm, detailing the first 1,000 nights of a newlywed king and queen. They turned everything they did into an art. The art of conversation. The art of taste, time-honored and newly acquired. The art of the body. The exploration and acceptance of the self and the other. The art of the night itself. I say we take a page from their book. Forget the book, then. Let's be blank slates on blank sheets, delightfully new. What do you say? That's because I'm full of delights. We'll let the night run its course, and when everything is quieting down, safe in the arms of sleep, I'll come by to find safety in yours.
The buzz of celebration quiets to a soothing hum as you approach your bunk. Though you seek repose, you needn't spend the night alone. With whom will you share a bed? Your heart skips a beat. What treasures might this night bestow?
I love this time of night. There's almost a reverent silence that accompanies the peak of darkness. You'd almost believe the dawn will never break. You understand it then? The timelessness of lovers. That most beautiful of fantasies. You should tell me to shut up more often. I'm of the opinion one should try and excel at everything. How about we move on to everything? Good morning. Looks like the dawn broke after all. So much for the timelessness of lovers. It's all right. You look even more beautiful in the light. Like I said, I try to excel at everything. I know we have to get moving again soon, but before we part, I'd like to tell you something. I'd like to tell you a story. Point taken, but this time I can't. It's a story full of answers long overdue. It's the story of a man who fell in love with a goddess. Please, a bit of narrative distance will make it so much easier in the telling. Indulge me. I couldn't do it before. I couldn't ruin the chance for us to happen. You were there. How could I say no to you? After all, even I am only human. Thank you. Here we go. Once upon a time, not quite that long ago, there lived a wizard in a tower. The wizard was what one might call a prodigy, who from an early age could not only control the weave, but compose it, like a musician or a poet. Such was his skill that it earned him the attention of the mother of magic herself, the Lady of Mysteries, Mystra. He fancied himself much more than that. He fancied himself favored above all others. Perhaps it was not quite love, but you see, the wizard was but a very young man. It was most certainly love to him. Mystra showed him the secrets beneath the veils. The gossamer veils first, draped across the weave. The delicate veils next, draped across her body. Chosen one, she whispered. She slipped them off completely. Alas, it was Mystra's interest that didn't last. One day, all too soon, the whispers stopped. The goddess spurned the mortal. The veils were drawn once more, and the wizard was left behind, heartbroken. He was blinded by love. Good stories are rife with lovers' follies after all. Like so many of the heartbroken, he did something infinitely foolish. One has to think big if one seeks to win back a goddess. So the wizard thought big. In a word, yes. Here goes. Once upon a time, very long ago, a mighty lord lived in a tower, a flying tower, to be precise. I'll save his story for another time, but the gist of it
is that he sought to usurp the goddess of magic so that he could become a god himself. He almost managed, but not quite. His entire empire, Netheril, came crashing down around him as he turned to stone. The magic unleashed that day was phenomenal, rolling like the prime chaos that outdates creation. A fragment of it was caught and sealed away in a book. No ordinary book, mind you. A tome of gateways that contained within it a bubble of astral plane. It was a fragment of primal weave locked out of time, locked away from Mystra herself. What if, the silly wizard thought, what if after all this time, I could return this lost part of herself to the goddess? So it goes with Wizards of Waterdeep. It is a city filled with the most obscure arcana. He obtained the book and took it into his study. As for what happened next, here. Place your hand over my heart. Let me show you.
You feel the tadpole quiver as you realize Gale is letting you in. Into the dark. You see through Gale's eyes, staring down the corridors of a dread memory. A book, bound, then suddenly opened. Inside there are no pages, only a swirling mass of blackest weave that pounces. Its teeth, its claws. It's unstoppable as it digs through you and becomes part of you. And gods, is it ever hungry.
Of all things, magic. This netherese taint, this orb, for lack of a better word, is balled up inside my chest. And it needs to be fed. As long as it absorbs weave, it remains stable, to an extent. The moment it becomes unstable, however, it will erupt. I don't know the exact magnitude of the eruption, but given my studies of netherese magic, I'd say even a fragment as small as the one I carry, it'd level a city the size of Waterdeep. Yes, it is my truth, finally revealed. It is this folly that led Mystra to abandon me completely. I can only hope that you won't abandon me as well. After all we've been through, after the night we spent together, surely we can brave even this side by side. That is a great relief. Your apprehension is most warranted, but oh, a great relief this is indeed. I don't know what I did to deserve the magic that you do. Many challenges lie ahead, but in this moment I believe nothing to be insurmountable. The road awaits. Shall we? Or do you have questions for me? The orb was kept safe and inert in a pocket of astral plane, suspended in time. If I can somehow manage to expel it from my body while in the astral plane, it will be rendered inert again. Alternatively, I could learn to control its chaotic magic. That is, to succeed where I failed before. Without Mystra's favor, I don't see how that may come to pass. Of course, there could be different answers as well. Faerun brims with more magic than any one wizard could fathom, let alone comprehend. Who knows what outlandish solutions may yet present themselves. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. She's my muse still, embodiment of magic. But the embodiment of love? Only if we ever meet again will I know. You don't. And a great compliment that is too. You are unique in your own right, and just as incomparable. Here's to us, and to brand new adventures.
I trust you celebrated most heartily. Curious. I wonder if the tadpole shares in your suffering the morning after. Well, perhaps we can make you feel better, in more ways than one. I promise to help you with your infection. There's almost certainly a cure to be found at Moonrise Towers, but it's complicated. The journey specifically, it's extremely perilous. Though it seems you're well accustomed to navigating danger. Wait. There's more you need to know. To get to the towers, you'll need to pass through a terrible place. A cursed place. This curse shrouds everything in shadow. You will not find life, light, or anything natural there. Any who linger are twisted by the curse. They become shadow beings, tormented, dangerous souls. You're half right. You have to get to Moonrise, but you still have a choice of how to get there. You could go overland, along the Risen Road or through the mountains. Easier at first, but you'll run into the shadow curse eventually. You could also go under. There is a tunnel somewhere in the ruined Temple of Selûne. It leads to Moonrise Towers through the Underdark. Long ago, a man called Ketheric Thorm built a secret stronghold deep down there, before rallying a whole army of Dark Justiciars, Shah worshippers. Aradin and his lot were looking for a way down there. They were promised riches if they retrieved a relic called the Night Song. But I think there's more. From this stronghold, Ketheric's forces could access both the Temple of Selûne and Moonrise Towers. But he was defeated before he could launch an attack. If you can find this place, I'll wager it will reveal a path to Moonrise Towers, bypassing the worst of the Shadow Curse. You'll need to pick it up where Aradin left off. Find the hidden entrance. It's somewhere in the Temple of Selûne. One of the adventurers had a clue to help find it, a dwarf called Brian. It might still be found on his corpse, wherever the goblins left it. The decision is yours, but I'd favor the Underdark. Even a place like that is the lesser evil compared to the shadow-cursed lands. Anything is preferable to risking the shadow curse. I would like to join your camp, if you'll allow me. I can offer my skills, my counsel. I've long sought to return to Moonrise Towers. Unfinished business. It seems our fates have aligned. May Silvanus guide us.
What's on your mind? Ah, yes. Karsus. Karsus was perhaps the most powerful wizard that ever lived. The child who would be a god, the elves called him. And he tried. With a spell of his own devising, he endeavored to usurp in one fell swoop the power of the goddess of magic. Mistral, she was called then. Imagine what it must have felt like. To be a god. To know yourself, to be untouchable. To be mistaken. As Karsus aimed his spell at her, she began to unravel, and with her, the entire weave. Too late did he realize what he had unleashed. It would have been the end of everything had not Mistral sacrificed herself. The goddess of magic is all magic. By dying, the entire weave was lost, and the spell that challenged a god failed. It was the end of Mistral, the end of Karsus, and the end of an entire civilization. As the child who would be a god was turned to stone, his empire came crashing down around him. The floating cities of Netheril were no more, an event that came to be known as Karsus's folly. For a spell, Mistral was reborn as Mistra. Upon her return, the weave returned with her. Now, so many centuries later, I try to follow in the footsteps of Karsus. Not to destroy Mistra, but to prove my love for her. Try to control only a fraction of the magic that was unleashed that fateful day. I merely sought to return one tiny diamond to an imperfect crown. Gale's folly, one might call it. History, repetition. It's the way things go. A night to remember. It was wonderful, wasn't it? That's certainly a word for it. Before we go on, though,
do first let me apologize. To share such a night with you only to tell you of a previous lover the next morning, it wasn't the most gentlemanlike behavior. But I had to finally tell you. Silence would have been far worse behavior still. Nevertheless, I am sorry. You're quite spectacular, you know. But you first approached me about the other night. What was it you wanted to tell me? There's the magic word. If it should ever come to that, if I ever know I am no longer able to stop it, I will do anything I can to ensure no one but me pays for my mistakes. I will find the remotest place on the surface of Faerun, or perhaps far below in the depths of the Underdark. I will await that death, alone. I promise I will not betray your trust. You kept me by your side despite the menace that I am. I cherish you. If worst comes to worst, I will be long gone before the curtain falls. These plates can be rotated. Most likely for a reason.
This goes very far down. We'll have to go in to see the bottom.
Get back!
My advice would be care and caution.
More are coming.
That voice. Do you hear it too?
They're coming. They're coming.
That's a myconid. And it's warning us.
They are coming. You are coming.
You are swallowed by a chorus of turbulent music. Through one creature sings many voices, the harmony of an entire collective.
Sovereign, he has come. He is here.
The choir fades. A single melody rises above the others, brassy and commanding.
I am sovereign.
You see a vision, your lifeless body wrapped in fungal tendrils. The sovereign is threatening you.
State your purpose.
Fungal roots weave through your mind, seeking your true intent. Then the sovereign drones a new melody, cautious but welcoming.
I can neither mend skin nor spirit, but we still might commune. Descend to me. Let us speak in flesh.
The persistent music coaxes you forward. The sovereign expects you.
It's planting spores. The myconid means to raise the dead.
Indeed. These creatures are mightier than they look.
Very well.
The sovereign's thick fingers stroke the corpse at its feet. A droning melody greets you as the creature turns its gaze to you.
Flesh talker. I show you a memory. Watch and listen.
A violent vision grips you. Dwegar, dark dwarves, chopping myconid remains.
They broke our peace. They killed our young.
The sovereign's song slows to the pace of a dirge. It is still in mourning.
We laid waste to many, but intruders remain. Plagueward.
The Sovereign's song halts as it measures your worth.
I sense your resolve. You will find Dwergar invaders near Lake's edge. Cleanse the rot. Destroy them.
I suppose such wicked killers deserve wicked ends.
Deep purples swirl into familiar shapes. Gnomes in mining gear, chased by Dwergar.
The Dwergar seek a gnome. It is a guest.
The Sovereign says nothing, but you hear appreciation in its song. An illusion comes over you. A Dwergar choking on a cloud of gleaming dust.
I can spare you no warrior. Too many were lost, but accept this gift. It will help you exterminate.
The Sovereign gifts you one more vision. A wall of vines parting to reveal glowing light.
Riches of magic and mind. Cleanse the rot, and they are yours. You do the circle a service. We will await word.
Fungus and mold glaze the servant's face and body. Through music and vision, the Sovereign reveals its origins. You see a frothing Dwergar, axe drawn, crazed by bloodlust, bearing down on a young Myconid. The frightened Myconid circle conjures mildewed vines. They encircle and transform the Dwergar. It now belongs to the circle. It will obey the Sovereign.
Spores that can raise the dead. These Myconids certainly are fascinating creatures. Agreed. There are precious few of those in the Underdark.
Gods! Whatever that is, I needed it. Why are you helping me? Down here? Tends to be. But I'm nearly good to get on my feet. I thank you for your help, but I've got to get moving. Oh! Coles garters. Oh, I don't have time for this. My kin need me. Maybe not, but you are. I need you to rescue my kin. We can pay. We're Ironhand Clan, best artificers in Baldur's Gate. We were on an expedition down here when the Dwergar snatched us up. I got away, but not the others. The Greys have them digging out some old ruin across the lake. Just mining for materials. Nothing unusual. But our work pays well. Help my clan, and we'll make it worth your while, I swear. Thank you. Only wish I could go with you. But here. I nabbed these boots from the Greys when I ran. I'll feel better knowing you're using them to kick some Dwergar ass. I'll mark where I made my escape, and wait here, I suppose. Not much choice, eh?
Ah, a visitor. You're a welcome sight. But let us observe the customs of the locals.
The scholar's brow tenses. His voice spills into your skull, the spores connecting mind to mind.
Blurg, proud member of the Society of Brilliance, at your service. Or perhaps not. Your mind is far more complex than the fungi. The feeling is mutual, friend. I have only passing familiarity with the surface races. But I found that there is as much to learn from an individual as there is from a community. So it is with the Myconids. They live in harmonious unity, but each has a unique personality. My colleagues and I are working to improve conditions in the Underdark. This need not be such a dire, hostile place. It's curious to find a surface dweller here. What has brought you down so deep? A common phenomenon in the Underdark, I'm afraid. Could I ask what you were searching for to begin with? You were infected by an illithid tadpole? It's a miracle you're still intact. You must be worried sick, but have no fear. I have a friend who may be able to assist. Omeluum!
I hope this is important, Blurg. My Zerkwood samples need constant attention.
It is. This adventurer has an illithid tadpole inside his head, but he hasn't turned.
No ceremorphosis. That's impossible, but intriguing. Are you looking to have it extracted? I have broken free from the Elder Brain's yoke. I no longer serve the grand design. I ask that you refrain from violence, while I respect that your opinion of my kind may not change. A collective quest to eliminate the Gith and enslave all other humanoids. If that settles matters for the time being, would you like a diagnosis? Open your mind to me. Let us see what lurks within.
As Omeluum's mind pierces yours, the tadpole pulses with power. It feels 10 times its size. Alive, awake, almost smiling.
This is most unusual. The incubation period should be complete, as should your transformation. But the larva is infused with strange magic. It appears to be in some form of stasis. I can only theorize, but I suspect your transformation would be both agonizing and instantaneous.
I thought it was always agonizing, Omeluum.
Well, yes, but that wasn't my point. No, it appears to be shielded from physical and magical influence. And even without the shield, the extraction would involve severe cranial trauma.
Death. It means you would have to die first to extract the tadpole.
But not to worry. Should you transform, I will happily perform a new examination. A Nautiloid? Fascinating. I have never set foot on one myself. They were our warships during the greatest eras of the Illithid Empire. We ruled the entire astral plane from their decks. The design was lost when the Gith rebelled and ended our dominion. Of course, I am sorry I cannot assist you in its removal. But I have an idea.
Oh, perhaps I should start taking notes.
There may be a way to bypass that stasis. There are many alchemical substances that can influence the mind. I do not intend to shatter its protection. I need only bypass the interference that prevents me from communicating with the lava. A tincture distilled from a collection of rare mushrooms. They have subtle psionic influence. I would require a fresh tongue of madness and Timosk spores. But be warned, in their natural state, both of these mushrooms can be quite dangerous. Timusks cause confusion in those that approach them. The tongue is self-explanatory.
The Underdark, of course, although they are quite rare, and their discovery perilous. I imagine Lenore would have them in her possession. She served Mistra as a cleric. She is quite fond of her garden. Lenore has always been a lonely sort. Nature was her only companion. I offered her the chance to join the society, but she refused. Her experiments on Susa bark took priority.
May your travels be safe and swift.
These papers describe an Adamantine Forge hidden somewhere deep below. Such a forge is a treasure vault where the treasures for the making.
Seems it's guarded by a protector of some sort. Something weak to this hot hammer.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
Forgotten, forsaken, protector of the Adamantine Forge, born from hellish heat, in hellish heat, destroyed. Like Zargrim, three seek Adamantine Forge. Only one of us may find. Workshop of Great Silu, Yali, artifacts beyond price. Location was Durham's task. I learned of the Guardian.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions. It greets you with a harrowing elegy, cheerless as the new moon. The music shifts, still melancholic, but now streaked with hope.
Do you hear the new harmony? Serenity. I name you Peace Bringer.
Fragrant spores waft through the air. Your heart swells with bliss with your every breath.
Freely you have given to us. Freely you may take. The Guardian Gate is open. Go and claim your reward. But before this, I have another boon to ask of you. You have cut out the Dwegar blight, but not its source.
In your mind's eye, Spore shows you a drow, striding among myconid dead.
Near. This one is called. He hunted us. Hunt him in turn. Bring me his head, and I will know my circle is safe.
My, this sovereign likes to delegate.
I ask a boon, and will give one in return. The drow lurks in the ruins beyond the lake. Bring him death, and return.
Flumph mating rituals. An odd book for a drow to carry.
The cover proudly announces this book to be Flumph Mating Rituals. Mad supposition, questionable diagrams, and many gleeful references to tentacles. Not an overly academic text. The scrutiny proves too much. The lurid text melts away before your eyes. An illusion. What remains are simple instructions written in a spare hand. The secret to forging adamantium.
Plenty more were looking for the forge, it seems. Drow had competition.
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
Zargrim, Conjurer, Seeker. The secret to mastering the Adamantine Forge. Book disguised by magic. Dawn knows, but cannot tell. With Spectator, won't have gone far. Battle with rifle. Summoned Spectator.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
Loth-sworn drow passed by here, but it seems they never returned. Finders keepers, I say.
Dust on my tongue.
I offer to parley, and he brings a spectator. Twit. Quite ruined my ambush. Now, you are? Battled? Please. That implies rivalry. He will be but a footnote in my legend. I am Dawn, third son of House Bartol, first rank evoker, and initiate of Graven Hollows. Oh. Oh, no, no, my dear dark gods below, no! A memory shard. They hold their glow for years. And it's fading. It contains knowledge that is precious to me. If it has grown this dull, then my enemies have already found the forge. Which bastard stole my glory? Zargrim? Philro? Impossible. My rivals would have stopped at nothing. Unless... Huh. Ha! The fools must have turned back, or, better yet, died in the search. Good. If they had just surrendered their research to me, we might have found the forge together. But no, they hoarded their knowledge, left each of us clinging to scraps. I had the good sense to lock mine away in here. And now I can claim the forge alone. Enterprising of you. The others knew of the forge's defenses, its operation, but I am the only one who knows its location. You proved your power in freeing me, but I need no more rivals. Try to take this as a compliment, yes?
The corpse regards you lifelessly.
Dawn, House, Bartol, Graven Hollow, Scholar, Zargrim, Argument, Summoned Spectator, Memory Shard. He wanted Memory Shard. Adamantium. Precious beyond measure.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask. The crystal's glow swells, drawing you into its depths. You are transported somewhere deep, loud, and hot as the hells themselves. An echoing clang, and you're back to yourself, left only with a firm sense of a place.
That chest. I can feel its magic.
Look at that. It transformed. I wonder what else it could change.
New sounds to the Underdark oppression bring. Is it the foe? That foul, contemptuous heel?
You know these words. They are from the opening stanza of a play you found in this very tower.
Come out of love for me, not love for blood and steel. Come on as you see fit, my lord, my liege.
this chair comfortable. It imbues its sitter with power. So if I stand, the power's gone. Sedentary magic, I suppose that's called.
I greet you, child of the sun. How has your search for the mushrooms fared? These are fine specimens. It will only take me a moment to brew them to proper potency.
Omeluum turns away to prepare the potion, lost in its own musings.
You must drink the entire draught. I can make no promises as to its taste. It will lower the psionic defenses around the lava. If I cannot remove it, I may still be able to tell you more about its origin.
The acidic liquid tightens your throat, burning on the way down. It's a bolt of agony straight to your stomach.
Not a drop left. Very good. As the potion influences your mind, you may find yourself acting irrationally. Try and stay focused.
The world loses its edges, its finer boundaries. You are fluid, but trapped, like a creature suspended in amber. You're sinking into a starless void that has no end. The connection between mind and body draws thin and tight. The tadpole's spasms, seizes. It's fighting the potion even harder than you are. Fear pierces your mind like knives of ice. The parasite digs deeper, as if it means to hollow out your skull. The cold blades lose their edge. You are stalwart, turning that tide of fear against itself. The parasite swells with power, more power than you have ever felt before. It surges and twists, lashing out against that which would dare to intrude. The parasite in your mind quiets, pleased with itself.
Omeluum, are you well?
That lava is like nothing I have ever observed before. Its power is unsettling. Such an outcome was not in my calculations. There is more to this being than mere stasis. Such crude destruction may not waylay a lava like this. But there is another possibility. I possess a ring of mind shielding. It prevents elder brains from noticing my presence. It will not remove the lava, but it will limit its influence, both positive and negative. I would offer it as a gift, but in truth, the ring is priceless. Is there anything you could offer me in turn? My research is in perpetual need of funding. Yes, I am willing to accept your coin. May it serve you as well as it has served me.
That could mean any number of things.
Of course, the lava remains. Be ever vigilant of its growth.
A vessel wobbles on the lake's murky waters.
Gek's raft. Where's Gek? Who are you?
Your parasite stirs briefly, then goes still. The Dwagar is not infected. The craft is ready to sail.
Weapon at ready, lass. Company's calling.
What do we got here? Dead hoon walking, seems like. Got any reason I shouldn't sever your head and toss it to the Rothe?
Let's not get into another scrape, shall we? I'm catching my breath after the last one.
That right? And just what do...
You feel the slightest of stirrings in your head. The Dwagar is not infected, yet your minds resonate.
I'll be... You're one of them cult freaks. Felt the tingle. In that case, let's talk business. Your twat's old friend Nair caused a rockfall, trapped tighter than a hornet's arse.
Couple of gnome slaves stuck with them too, little bastards.
You absolute shaggers owe us a crapload of coin. You want through? Make a donation.
Deep gnomes, mostly. Easy to feed. Fat thumbs for digging.
A prick squeak like you should fit right in. That a problem for you? Fine. Now pay the toll, Jarg. I'm tired of your face. Unclog your hole. Just shitting around. But I'm warning you. That twat soul ain't settled up soon. There'll be hell to pay for the lot of you cult buggers.
So we must save the drow first, then sever his head after. Oh, pleasantries like that make me quite homesick. There's the matter of the gnomes, too. Wouldn't do to stand by and keep them enslaved. Fascinating architecture. Doesn't match the style of any Underdark civilization that I know of.
How peculiar. Smooth face, cobbled edges. They're a sign. They must be. A sun dweller in these parts. Look here, my topside friend. I need fresh eyes, and I doubt I'll find fresher. As rare as a smiling Sindelrin, you might say. But I've no skill for slaving. I prefer chisel to cane. But these learned eyes reach their limits, and so I must humbly request yours. Peering into cracks and crevices in hope to find history's morsels. I have come up regrettably short. I hope you might see truths where I cannot. rock, the rubble, all of it, if I may be so bold. Take a look. Tell me what you see. And be thorough.
The statue's meandering curves and golden edges stand out against the weathered masonry behind it. Two styles, two eras. The statue was carved from newer stone and erected by latecomers to this ancient fortress.
Anything standing out?
Boulders and stone bricks of various sizes clutter the corridor, many split cleanly in two. Yet some walls remain fully intact. No quake brought these rocks down. They were smashed through in an instant. Something big charged through here. Something very big.
What do you think?
Several glassy stones stand out in the debris. Their borders are coated with tiny yellow crystals. The hottest of flames smoothed the stone and left sulfuric crystals behind. The fires of the hells have touched Grymforge.
Incredible. An entire history risen from dirt and debris. Picture it. An ancient city, hewn from the stone by disciples of Shah, later abandoned. Untold centuries later, a new tribe revives it. Fresh walls, fresh sculptures, until a great hell beast charges through, toppling the walls and crushing the people. That explains the infernal plate I found. Perhaps you might have use of it. But my work has only begun. There is more still to find. I must get to it.
As you look at the skeletons, you realize they are all clad in the same dark armor.
Look at those uniforms. They must have belonged to some kind of sect.
Among the various fabrics, you recognize the unmistakable symbol of Shah, the Dark Lady.
Still, if whatever managed to murder a group of Sharans is still around, we had better watch our step.
Deep gnomes, killed under the yoke of slavers.
Kill or be killed. So it goes down in the Underdark.
Ugh. The scraps of a nightfall feast.
Food and drink, followed by murder in Shah's name.
Let anyone barrack.
Another stick shit!
Piss pot.
You flirt. Now jump to it. Or it's up to the lift and straight to the shadows.
I think we've found two Duergar who are gonna get spit in their drinks.
True soul, yeah? Tell the sergeant we won't move a pebble. Hold out your hands, hoon.
You heard the man. Let's see him.
Less our skin, more showing. Scout all you want. You got 5 working fingers. Perfect for digging. You want there, you claw him out. My drinking hand's busy. And you'll appreciate how few shits I have to give you. Hey! Stick shit! Where's my drink?
Coming right up, piss pot.
Stick shit talks like smug, and he wrecked that shroom village.
And then shagged it.
Here's to smug, nasty prick.
Piss off. My side? I heard the piss pot. You're a true soul, same as near. So like I said,
Piss off! Ha! Fuller was mad as a rutting badger, but she weren't a friend of any true soul. What about piss off, do you? Hold on. You aren't just talking shit, are you? Then shh. Keep it low. Don't let them hear you. Now, why in the hottest hells would a true soul be helping me? Fine. You want to spill their guts? I won't stand in the way. But you better finish the job, 'cause I'll be the one to suffer if you don't. Ain't you hearing me, prickhole? Piss off to every last hell!
Seen her run with a barrel under her arm. Just a small one, but enough to blow the drow out. Someone should grab it. Slaves are never gonna manage with pickaxes.
Can't go chasing maybes. The sergeants are ticket in.
Oh, would you look at that, Kerr? Someone's having a listen.
A shiver runs through you. Your mind is awash in ancient resentments.
True soul, no less. What do you think, Kerr? Should we take Nia's debt off him? Yet you got that twat soul stench. If I didn't know better, I'd say a mindflayer shat a worm in your brain. Should split your head open and poke around in there if you lot don't pay up. You don't need to ask twice. Your blade ready, Kerr?
Drop it, Britvar. You chop this one, and Nia won't pay a damn copper.
Fine. Spill what you want, true soul, before I choke on your stench.
The shiver returns. This time it's colder, sharper.
The stench don't lie. You're one of them. Revenge, eh? In that case, I got a proposal. Want to earn some gold? Thrin's after the Absolute's glory. That's why she's got those slaves digging for Nia. But we ain't need glory, just coin. And Nia's got plenty. Help Thrin free Nia. Then you and my chums grind him up. Whatever the spoils, we'll drop you a fat cut. You in? Half? You drugnin. Fine. Half it is, but first, we need to take care of something. You've seen that weird orb floating about? Knife it, and don't get caught. Moonrise watches through it, and we can't risk more twat souls showing up. You still standing about? Get on it. Some days back, a slave gnome bolted with smoke powder. Handy stuff. Her crew know more than they're letting on. See if you can get him to talk. Now move. You're hogging my air.
Faster! Heat up some rocks! Let's see how the little pricks do when we strap fire to their legs.
Charming. Hell is truly where we make it.
Move, whom? I don't have time for Drugnan outsiders. Poorly, obviously. Tunnel collapsed on a true soul. Absolute's going to eat my liver. Now move. I've got no time for...
The parasite stirs. but it's a mere tickle. You hear no thoughts or memories, just an echo of scars that never healed.
A true soul, eh? Useless Raphael, look, I could have told me. Glad you're here to take responsibility. Tunnels collapsed. Trapped true soul near. He's stuck in there with poisoned geezers. We don't get him out soon, it's both our heads.
The famous Near. Subject of the Myconid's ire, no?
Place is older than bone dust. Previous tenants left a trap. Dropped a shit ton of metal once we dug a ways in. Get Near out, and you'll have the Absolute's blessing. No doubting that. Entrance to an ancient temple. General's orders, Near said. Must contain something important. He got me to recruit non-believers. But not everyone's seeing the Absolute's truth. They don't get paid soon. I'll have a riot on my hands. Not a one. Unless you count tacking aboleth fangs to my whipping cane. You gonna just leave him in there to choke? Shit. On the double, you pricks! Before I carve my name into your arses!
The gnomes speak in soft whispers, the words all but lost in the hot air.
I'll never get through. We need that smoke powder.
Philommene's gone, and if she's smart, she won't be coming back.
Tell the sergeant where she went. Baltur's still trapped with that maniac Near.
Forget the smoke powder. They'd kill Phil on the spot. I won't let you do it. Glittering gods. She actually survived.
Praise Ironhand. Larida, our prayers are answered. Sir, our friends are trapped in the cave-in. And I know a way to get them out.
Bug, please. True Soul Near will... You know what he'll do. Bug, don't!
I've got no choice, Larida. We have to chance it. A few days back, there was a scene. Our friend Philomene, she's a sapper, set off a blast and ran off. We set a spot for hiding if someone found trouble. I'll mark your map. If Philomene made it, you'll find her there. She'll have the stuff to blow that tunnel wide open and get Baldur and the rest out.
Please don't hurt my Phil. I beg you.
Hurry! Our people won't last in that cave-in forever.
My sister's in there. Myrna! Myrna, can you hear me?
Ah, it's you. The mascot of my ill fortunes. Much as I'd love to chat, I'm not allowed social breaks. I thought I was. I came down here looking for Wulbren. I suspected he and his little friends might have come to this region. And I was right. But I was too late. Wulbren had already been taken to Moonrise Towers. The rest, put to work. You won't find a worse gaggle of rare-dwells than these iron-hand gnomes. Except for Wulbren. Desperate though his taste in companions might be. As I was contemplating his folly, I was spotted by a very ugly dwergar. Now, I dig. It isn't good. I thought they'd be easy to outwit. I had an entire plan. Unfortunately, it didn't account for an army of mad Underdark cultists. Nor did I account for some captives to be trapped in with the drow after the cave-in. Too many permutations. Quite the headache. Help would be welcome. Whether you're up to the job remains to be seen. You will. If you are successful, that would be most convenient.
Yes, true soul. Scrying eye. Near says the Moonrise squires see through him. Watching, judging. You don't know about the seat of the Absolute? No doubt you'll see it for yourself soon enough. Let me guess. Brithvar and Kerr. They've been a thorn in my arse since Nier hired us. Ignore Dumb and Dumber. They'd jump down a well if they thought there was gold at the bottom. Nier can handle himself. Reason I joined. I know which way the lava flows.
As you near the rubble, a fragmented voice clutches at your mind.
True soul! True soul! Finally, you must clear rubble, spilling poison. Expedition. Passage trapped. Gnomes useless. Don't trust Burks. Get me out!
The view through Nir's eyes is a blur. You only make out a bit of rubble and few moving figures. The blur resolves into an image. Two gnomes feverishly removing debris, while two others lie dead at Nir's feet, their flesh scorched by powerful magic. You sense Nir's frustration tinged with rage as the connection fades. The scrying eye seems oblivious to you.
You'll turn a blind eye for me, won't you?
The eye's clobbered. Good work. Time to bust Nier out and shred him.
Hold it! I swear to Iron Hand. One more step, and a blow us to tongues!
An ashen scent fills the air. The barrel is filled with smoke powder, but the scent is acrid, as if contaminated somehow. Or much, much more concentrated.
As an expert on the subject, my dear lady, I'd like to point out that blowing oneself up is never the solution.
Shut your mouth, Hoon, or I'll shut you down. Dropping my name like your cultist arse knows me, like we're friends. I know what you are, one of Nir's cult goons. Sailed right in. Better to die in this shit-eaten than rot in Moonrise. You want me? Come get me. Larida! Fucking mind games! I know all about your tricks, true soul! Shit! I can't do it. Go on, drag me to Moonrise. I'll make you cult nutters suffer. You want to waste rune powder on? Look. You have no idea what you're dealing with. Any true Iron Hand would trade their life for a grain of this stuff. It's the whole damn reason we're here, and I'm not leaving without it. But let me go. Maybe I'll spare you a vial.
Vague notions of rumor and myth. Nothing solid comes to mind.
A barrel of this could light up the Underdark. A vial is plenty. Just let me go my way. Listen, you see Larida at the dig? Tell her I'm dead, impaled, half-eaten. I don't care. Make up a story.
She has a heart made of stone, this one. But
that only smoke powder can break.
Beloved. I might have been hers. She sure as hell wasn't mine. I'm getting gone. You ought to do the same.
A faint voice echoes in your mind.
I sense you, true soul. Come to me. Come too near. The poison spread.
Near's voice fades, but your head still tingles with his anger and fear.
Ignis!
Baldur, can you hear me? Baldur!
Finally. Worthless slaves. Your incompetence has been my ruin. Does not fail.
You care for the weak, true soul. Most curious. And yet you came to my aid. A test, yes, you must be. The Absolute bade you to try Nir's faith. Thrym, carve out his heart and serve it to the Rothay. If he indeed is a true soul, let the Absolute save him. Insufferable, insolent scum. I'm going to enjoy this.
Shut your shitholes, both of you. You owe my crew a 10 days' worth of coin here. It's time you shell out.
Direct your blade at the heretic, Dwergar. You shall have your coin.
You're damn right I'll have it. Me and that one, we got a deal. We beat your ass and dig the juice out from your carcass.
You bargained with this wretch. How vexing. Nir is not without mercy, true soul. The rat has given you a chance to earn my favor. Strike him down. Prove your faith. Heretics. Let Nir be your end.
Shindilrin's shithouse. You see it? Cock stench had a wriggler in his skull. All the more reason to clear out. Here's your cut. Extra too, like I promised. Clan, grab your gear, wipe your asses. Time I scrammed before more pricks from Moonrise Towers move in. Your brain going mushy, Shark. That's where those absolute freaks hole up. Goblins, drow, gnolls, even humans. Ain't no one they won't try to turn. The way I hear tell, some prick there calls the shots. The General, Nir called him. And there ain't no way I'm sticking around long enough to meet him. Clan property. They come with us.
The gnomes should be able to go where they please. They are not the Dwergars to keep.
Won't hear me argue. Your mouth's got the might to back it. Gnome pricks! You're off the hook! Scram before I get my senses! Please, we catch your scent. You'll get sliced before you can butt your left eye. Now lug your ass someplace else. I got to get cracking.
The decaying corpse lies before you.
can lend you a third left hand if you need one.
You finish wresting the head from the drow's twisted neck. An object catches your eye. A lantern, it seems, though no light flickers within.
A broken trinket. Beyond repair from the looks of it.
You see no burner or wick. It was not fuel that lit this lamp, but magic. This is pixie dust, used to illuminate a lamp. Or left behind after a pixie's death.
Shit! You did it! What now? Free! Glory to Iron Hand! I'll join the others! Won't be needing this poison now that you've offed the pricks. Bet you'll find it handy, though. You're a good one. I won't forget it.
The Myconids are trying to help, but I keep seeing my friends in Moonrise screaming.
Thanks again for offing that drow. Only made it here because of you. But I can't stop thinking about the rest of us. Stuck in Moonrise with a bunch of sadists. Poor bastards.
Engineering it is. Fracture in the metal surface. Perfect fit for that mold, if I'm not mistaken. Perfect fit. Now to feed the forge with the right materials. So we descend into more madness, presumably. The forge is not working as it should. I must be missing some crucial ingredient. Now it really is a party. It's done. It's dead. Good gods, never again. Go ahead. I'm listening.
How much farther can I go?
Congratulations, you've made it to the end of the early access campaign of Baldur's Gate 3. On behalf of the entire team at Larian Studios, I want to thank you for playing and supporting us. And please let us know what you thought. Let us know what you liked, let us know what you didn't like. You can do that on one of the many community channels we have or on our forums. I assure you, we read it all and we use it to make the game a lot better. We still have a lot of work ahead of us. It's going to take some time before the game is going to be ready. All of us at Larian are doing our very best to make it a game that it deserves to be. Thank you once again, and until next time. Take care, bye-bye.